Hi guys, and welcome to this video. We're going to learn how to draw a trend line today. When it comes to trading, simplicity is the best. A clean chart will always help you. So knowing just candlestick pattern, not just all of them, but very few of them, with the knowledge of trend line, you can beat the market and make profit consistently. So I'm going to show you how to draw a trend line. Now, I like flipping my phone this way in a landscape for better experience. Now, trend line is best drawn on a higher time frame. Why is that? Is because when you draw a trend line on a higher time frame and you trade off that trend line, your trade is expected to go a long distance before hitting the next support or before you exit the trade. For example, I'm on 4 hours right now, so I can either draw my trend line on 4 hours and or 1 hour. But if you have a big balance or your equity is large, you can start from daily, monthly to analyze the trade and go down. Analyzing the trade on a higher time frame will give you a better view and a better picture about your trade. That is the advantage of starting from a higher time frame. Now, there's something you have to know. Trading is a business. So whenever you want to embark on this business, you have to get the right tools. Right now, I'm using a phone whereby the screen size is 5.5 inches. This gives me limitations. For me to have a better experience, I need a screen of 6.5 and above. 7 inches is even better because it gives me more room to see my chart. Right now, I'm on daily and on 75, and I want to draw a trend line. So this is what I'm going to do. For me to draw a trend line, first thing I have to touch my screen. Then if you're starting off for the first time, you need to touch this plus sign or this add object. So I click on add object. Then under lines, the third one there is the trend line. So I'm going to select it. And if you look at the top right here, you will see the trend line there. But just that I need to activate it on my chart. So how do I do that? I click it on the chart and I move. Okay, this time around, the trend line did not move with me. So I can try it again. I touch on the trend line and I spread it out. It's as simple as that. Now, this trend line, I have 3 dots. The center dot is to move this trend line. To move it, first thing I need to do is to touch the trend line and activate the dots. That's the first step. The second step is that is if I want to move this trend line, is to touch the middle one, then move. So I touch the middle dot and I move this trend line to any direction I want to move it to. Then the 2 extreme dots is used to shrink or reduce the length of the trend line and enlarge or make the trend line to be long, and also for adjustment. So if I move up and down on that extreme dot, this is what happens. If I move back, I reduce the length. If I move forward, I increase the length. So I want to position this trend line on this volatility 75. But you have to try your best to align the trend line. So I have a price with a reverse at this point, another one here, another one here, another one here, and another one here. So I'm going to align this trend line across each of them so that it cuts them smoothly. So I adjust this. So this is the best I can have on daily. So from daily, I now move to the next time frame, which is 4 hours. I'm trying to analyze the market now. So I'm going to make these things bigger. So you can see that price is moving in a nice uptrend. I can add another trend line, because what we do is draw trend line to catch price, or draw trend line close to price, so that we will know whenever price will bounce off the trend line, or we have to know when price will break the trend line. That is our entry point whenever price reacts with the trend line. So to add another trend line, I touch my screen. Now, if I've added the first trend line, that means I will have that trend line under favorite object, which is this one. So I can click on it, and this time I touch and move at the same time. So I'm going to use the middle dot to position it well. Then use the top one to adjust it like this. So right now, trend line is touching price on 3 points. I can decide to adjust it like this. I'm expected to cut, or I can cut the wick. For those of us who know the wick of a candle is, if you're still new to candlestick and you don't know what a wick is, refer to my previous video on how a candlestick is formed, so that you will know the wick, the body, and of a candlestick. So right now I can cut through the wick, but it's not expected. I'm not expected to cut through the body of a candlestick. So this is what I have on a H4. So I can go down to H1, and currently this is where price is. If you look at the right here, you can see that the price is moving. So we are currently in an uptrend because price is moving above the trend line. Whenever price is trading above the trend line, we are looking for buy. We can never sell while price is above the trend line. This is a secret I'm giving you now. And there is something you have to know. If you check close to this place, I have my trend line cutting this body of a candlestick. But if I go to a higher time frame, that part becomes the wick. In a candlestick, there is what we call fake out. I will talk more on that in future videos. So this is how to draw a trend line on the present state of the market. So let me go to another volatility, and I'll show you also how to draw a trend line there. To switch to another volatility, I touch my screen. Most of the things I do on this one, I start by touching the screen. Then the dollar sign here, I touch on the dollar sign to the right. Then it displays the volatilities to my left. Now there's a icon here that changes. If you look at the right, the third icon here is a timer or something like a clock. If I touch that clock and come back, it changes to dollar. If I touch the dollar, it changes to a clock. So there is two-in-one icon there. So the first one, if I want the volatility, I touch the dollar. Now the volatility now is displayed. Then from there, I can now switch whichever one I want to. Let's try step index. Okay, so I have a previous analysis of this step index. So let me get rid of it. Then go to 4 hours. I touch the screen. Then I switch. I click on this clock. Then time comes out. I touch on 4 hours. And I'm on 4 hours on the step index. So how can I draw a trend line? The same way, I choose trend line. I touch and move. Then I adjust the trend line. So this is how to draw a trend line on your phone. It's a different thing entirely when you're drawing this on a PC, on a laptop. So now here, price is below the trend line. So all we are expected to do here is sell. We can never buy. Note this, never buy in a sell region. Price is in a sell region. What do I mean by that? Whenever you draw a trend line, you create two regions. The side above the trend line is your buy region, while the side below the trend line is your sell region. If you can keep to this, you're going to improve your rate of winning trades. So that is that on how to draw a trend line. Now, remember, you can also delete it when you touch it and you say delete. Trend line goes away. Now, but let's see something. We're going to draw this and go down as we move within the time frame. So this 4 hours. Now go back to 1 hour. This is H1. You can still go down to 15 minutes. And then when I pinch my screen, I'll have a wider view of my screen. So drawing trend line is the same thing as drawing any other object on our app. Let's say, for example, let me go back to 1 hour. I want to draw Fibonacci. I touch my screen. Then I touch the plus icon or add object. Then I scroll down. I'm looking for Fibonacci retracement. So I touch on that. If you look at the top right, it's been selected. So I need to apply it on the chart. To apply it on the chart, I touch and move at the same time. I touch and move. Then after, I can use the center dot to align the Fibonacci to where I want it to be. So that is that about applying tools to our app or MT5. Now there are so many things we can apply, but you don't need to learn how to use all these things. We have a Elliott wave, we have a rectangle. Let me add the rectangle. Look at the top right, it's been activated. I just drag across the screen and it appears. To delete it, I press the center one and I say delete. So drawing a trend line is as easy as ABCD, but you need to practice, because when I switched from PC to phone, I discovered that trying these things for the first time was a bit tedious for me. But with constant practice, I began to see how easy it could be. So that is all for this video on Trendline. I will see you on the next one. Have a nice day.